As the 2016 season rolls on here on the Mazda Road to Indy, we've reached an off weekend between Phoenix with Indy Lights and the Grand Prix of Alabama coming up with the rest of our series. We're going to talk to a few of the Indy Lights drivers here in Phoenix who missed the podium by just a little bit. We're going to check in with a few of those guys and see what their opinions are now that the racing's over. Let's go check it out. And you can't get any closer and still miss than fourth place when they take the top three. Santiago, Urrutia, Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports driver. You came home fourth place. Really good race with RC Enerson. Tell me about the battle out there.
Yeah, it was good. And I was fighting with my teammate Negrao and RC for the first 30 laps. Then Negrao spun a little bit. He lost the position, and then I was fighting with RC. But it was good anyway. A fourth place for the championship is really good.
You've had your first race weekend on the oval. How was it?
Oh, it was not the easiest one. I mean, I came here with a quite humble approach. I'm more here to learn, especially as this is my first oval. It's probably one of the most difficult ovals. And I mean, yeah, now after having the race done, I'm quite happy. You know, I'm not too far off pace-wise. I think I found a lot in my driving. I'm getting there every time I jump in the car, step by step. But it's just a long process, and it will take time.
So we go from Felix Rosenquist over at Velarde Auto Racing with those sweet Ray-Bans to Dalton Kellett at Andretti Autosport with those Nikes. Man, those are looking good.
Yeah, well, they match the car, they match the livery, so you got to tie the whole package in together. I think that's a big part of it.
You're just a sponsor's dream come true, aren't you?
Precisely.
Precisely. Tell me about your race. We were just talking about how much of a mental challenge it is to race on a very fast oval like Phoenix.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so fast here. It's so, it's not really a physical challenge with our cars. I mean, sure, you're huffing and puffing, but it's not like a street course where you come out and you're drenched in sweat. Here, it's laser focused the entire race. You got to be precise and accurate lap after lap.
What can happen if you don't stay laser focused?
Well, there's the wall right there, and you'll probably hit it.
Overall, I'm very happy. We had a very fast race car, but I was able to fight from 16th to 8th, and we just didn't get the opportunity to qualify because of a fluke accident.
So it's time for this week's team profile, and this weekend in Phoenix, Arizona, we're in the Team Pelfrey IL trailer. We got two drivers racing for Team Pelfrey this weekend, Canadian Scott Hargrove and Colombian Juan Piedrahita. But running the madness is team manager Gary Neal. Gary, how you doing today?
We're good. Looking forward to a good race this afternoon.
Yeah, you guys ran well in St. Petersburg last month at the opening round. Tell me, what goes on to getting a team this size, a truck, the cars, the drivers, the personnel, out to an event on the West Coast like in Arizona?
Well, it's huge. It's 4 days truck driving for us, so the logistics, being prepared in time. And in fact, we had a bit of a drama with our tractor on the way out, so we had to stop for half a day. So yeah, for sure, when it's a long distance, you can kind of get stuck. We're based in Pompano Beach, South Florida, so we always leave a day early, so we built that in.
A lot of these guys that are on your road crew are working at the shop, prepping these cars, and they have other jobs with Team Pelfrey IL. So how hard is it budgeting that time? You talk about budgeting money, but I think even harder than that is budgeting time.
Yeah, if you, with Scott, we had an incident during the second race where he spun and another car ran into him, but basically it damaged both side pods, the engine cover, both sides of the floor, fuel hatch covers, so we had to send some parts off repair, repainting, all in a week to get turned around to come to the next event. We're much like a circus. I think we got to be ready. The schedule doesn't stop for us. We got to keep up with the schedule, so we do work a lot of long hours. It's a pretty tough job, and it's not for the faint-hearted. You have special people, they're dedicated, you're all crazy. We love racing, and it's a passionate job.
What's it like balancing two very different young drivers in a tent as they try to climb their way to IndyCar?
The good thing is it's new group of guys working together, the drivers, and they're both getting along very well, which is important in a two-car team. Otherwise, you don't really have the ability to work together. The drivers need to communicate with each other, and they get along very well. The chemistry will continue, and they can learn from each other. One definitely has a lot of oval experience that's going to help Scott, but Scott has quite good talent on the road course. So it's a team. It really is a team, and it's the same. I have two engineers, Cooper and Eve. I have two crew chiefs and two number 2 mechanics. It's just a team that works together.
Gary, thank you so much for stopping and talking to us. I really appreciate the time. Best of luck to you and your Team Pelfrey IL drivers.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
Right now we're in the Indy Lights inspection area, and we're with Indy Lights Tech Director Craig Brooks. He's going to tell us something we didn't know.
Well, in case you didn't know, what we do here in Indy Lights we have an RFID system scanner. What that does, we have different areas of the car where there's RFID tags. That way, when there's a crash or anything like that, we can go through and we tag the system. We can take the numbers out of the system if we deem them not repairable or illegal. So if they ever show up with that part again, we can know about it right away.
So as the Mazda road to Indy crisscrosses all over the United States in the 2016 season, we get to visit all kinds of beautiful places, fantastic racetracks that offer great scenery and always impressive nature. Well, we're enjoying some of that nature this weekend here at Phoenix, Arizona, at Phoenix International Raceway. I'm joined by Indy Lights driver for Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports, Santiago Urrutia. Santi, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for joining us here on the rock pile on the back straightaway of Phoenix International Raceway.
Really nice view from here. Really like this place, yeah.
It's beautiful out here in the desert, isn't it?
Oh yeah, looks like somewhere like I feel like I'm in home, you know, because it's like many people speak Spanish here. You have a really nice view. I always live on a farm in Uruguay, so it's like when you come here to the mountains, I went with my girlfriend, and when you are up there and you see everything, it's like silence, you know. I really like it, yeah.
Well, you bring up home in Uruguay, where you're from, and as you're representing your entire home nation, what kind of pressure does that put on you when you come to the States to race here on the Mazda road to Indy, representing the land you call home?
I don't think it's pressure. I think it's because we are only 3 million people, and the only sport we have is soccer. I mean, and we have basketball and that thing, but it's not like soccer, you know. So when you see like a different guys going, for example, on tennis, for example, me like in motorsport or other things, you have a big support from the people. So, which is really good, you know, because when I'm here alone in USA, or when I was living in Europe or wherever, you feel that support from the people. They just support the country, which is really good and really like it.
Tell me a little bit more about home. What's it like where you're from?
I say Uruguay has 3 million people, but where I'm from, my city, I was living always on a farm, but my closest city, when I've been to the school and everything, there is 1,000 people only. 1,000. So I know everyone. I know everyone. If you told, oh, where is this guy? I live right there. I know everything. So it was quite difficult for the first time when I was flying, for example, to Argentina, Brazil, because it was very, very different, you know. But yeah, it's a really, really good place, especially when I get there after being here in America for 3-4 months, and I get all the people waiting for me there. It's really good.
You talk about the support, and you don't really feel it as pressure. You say it's more like support. What are the forms of support that you get over social media, people reaching out to you from back home? Just tell me, what's it like when you're at a track competing? What do you hear from back home?
I hear always, come on, Santiago, let's do it. We need a new driver, you need a new people, we need just that, you know. If I post a picture, for example, today on qualifying P3, they say, oh, come on, P3, you can win tomorrow. That's really good. That's what I feel from Uruguay. When I win the championship, and after like 3 corners, I get the Uruguayan flag, like going around the track, and yeah, that was very emotional. And then when I get to the podium, everyone just going like, oh, we are the champions, you know that. So yeah, it was very good, very special, very emotional. So I want to do the same this year in Indy Lights.
So after winning the championship in Laguna Seca, that was obviously such an important moment. Flying back home, what was it like getting back to that airport and seeing everybody?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, a lot of people, family, friends, people that I don't know, like interviews, cameras, photos, everything. It was really good. Really enjoyed that moment, because when I get there, I say, oh, what is maybe the people from Uruguay thinking? And then it was everyone there. Yeah, it was unbelievable when I get out of the door and see that fans and family and everything. It was good.
All right, well, Santi, thank you so much for stopping and taking the time and enjoying a little bit of the desert here with us.
Thank you very much, very appreciate it, and hope to be again in this interview because I like it. Thank you.
I hope so very much. Santi, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
So that'll do it for our off-weekend episode here in Phoenix, Arizona. We sure thank all of you for tuning into another episode of Road to Indy TV. Up next, we head south for the Grand Prix of Alabama as teams and drivers will revisit the beautiful Barber Motorsports Park. In USF 2000, can Pabst Racing drivers continue their reign of dominance? And what about in Pro Mazda? Team Pelfrey swept the podium in Race 2 back in St. Pete. Can they find the speed they had back in preseason testing in Alabama? Also next week, we're going to have a special guest host, so be sure to tune in. We'll see you down the road.